Hello, listeners, and welcome to episode 18 of the DNA Film Wars podcast. Today is our discussion episode on the upcoming film. Oh, not upcoming, it's already out. We just haven't watched it yet. Robin Hood.
Ugh.
So, I guess that kind of sums up your initial thoughts, but do you want to expand on that?
I have not heard anything good about this movie.
Nope.
I like Taron Egerton.
Yeah,
He is good in Kingsman.
I haven't watched it.
At least the first Kingsman. The second Kingsman's not super good, but it's still a fun time for the most part. So I like Taron Egerton in that role. Ben Mendelsohn is alright in
the same character
three
in every
movies
movie.
I've seen him in where he always plays a villain.
Yeah. Not just a villain, the same villain in every movie.
That's fair. Jamie Foxx.
Yeah,
He's
Jamie
a talented
Foxx.
man. I like Jamie Foxx. I've heard everybody in this movie is terrible. Garbage. I've heard this movie is so bad. I'm not looking forward to it. But I will try. I will try to go in with an open mind. I will try to enjoy this movie and not take other people's opinions into account. But this movie's going to be terrible.
That is unfair prejudgment, Dylan.
This movie's going to be garbage.
Well, my initial thoughts...
F.
We're giving it an F. We don't even do letter grades, but we're giving her an F already. My initial thoughts, I have never seen another Robin Hood movie from beginning to end.
None of them?
Except, isn't there one with like a fox and a bear or something?
Yeah, that's the Disney one.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one. But other than that...
Not even Kevin Costner?
No, not even.
Not even Russell Crowe?
I think I've seen parts of the Russell Crowe movie, but not all of it from beginning to end.
Fair enough.
So, and then I think I've seen, wasn't there like a spoof one?
Yes, it's a Mel Brooks one.
Yeah, I think I've
And
seen,
it's Robin Hood Men in Tights.
I think I've seen part of that one too, but
And I'm pretty sure that's got Carrie Always in it.
yeah.
And he plays Robin Hood.
Anyway, that's our thoughts on this week's film. As you can see, we're super stoked.
Super stoked, guys.
Also this weekend, maybe we'll get out to kind of lighten our mood, get out a Wreck-It Ralph review, maybe balance things out a little bit. All right. So in honor of Robin Hood, let's list our top 5 medieval movies. I put medieval in quotes.
So listen, guys, we're really gonna fudge this list real hard.
We're gonna fudge the definition of medieval. Technically, if you want to be technical, medieval refers to the time period in Europe from the 5th century to the 13th century. We're gonna just do movies that have swords and stuff.
We're fudging it real hard, boys.
So why don't you get started with your number 5?
Alright, so coming in at number 5 for me is an animated Disney movie. It's one I haven't seen in a decent amount of time, but it's A Sword in the Stone. It's a classic story, obviously, of the boy who is King Arthur pulling a sword from the stone and, coming into his own and becoming the king that we've heard all of these myths and legends about. I remember this one being a real fun time, and I really enjoyed it, especially when I was really young. From what I hear, they're looking to do their whole Disney thing where they're making it into a live-action film. I think that one has a lot of potential to be really intriguing and really entertaining and interesting.
What about
No, don't talk it. No, don't. Nope. Nope.
We'll have to talk about that in our movie news section.
But I think if Disney gets their... Well, I mean, technically Disney owns it, I guess.
Disney owns everything.
Disney does own everything. I think if Disney puts, their hands in that pot again and does a live-action version of this one, it has the potential to be really, really good. And I really look forward to seeing that if we ever get that announced. So that's my number 5.
All right, number 5, I'm going to go off the grid a bit. I'm always promoting monster movies. We're going to go with the 1966 Japanese classic Daimajin, which is set in feudal era Japan with, samurais and stuff. And it's actually, you'll have to watch it. If you like Godzilla, I think you'd like this. It's about this ancient stone statue who looks over this village and it's like worshipped as a god or whatever.
So the beginning of Mulan?
Basically. But at the end of this one, the giant stone statue comes to life and destroys this
So Mushu doesn't kill it?
these two villages, or how does it go? It's these two I guess they're two different villages are warring with each other or whatever. and one village comes and takes over the other village, and of course these people are really mean and everything. So that God Daimajin comes to life and like takes revenge on these people. It's actually really good if you like monster movies.
All right. Maybe we'll
yeah,
have to sit down and watch that one day.
we will. That's coming in at my number 5. What do you got? Number 4.
Number 4 for me, I have A Knight's Tale, which stars Heath Ledger, who is passed on. This movie's a real fun time. It's not the best movie, but like I said, it's just a fun time. I mean, it's like 2 hours and 15 minutes of Heath Ledger being a knight, and there's a bunch of action and jousting and tournaments and all kinds of stuff, and it's just one you can put on and I guess what you would call a popcorn flick, and you just sit on, turn your brain off, and just enjoy it. But,
Does it have fire-breathing dragons?
It does not have fire-breathing dragons.
Then I'm not interested.
But it's a fun time, so it's number 4 for me.
At number 4, I have Gladiator with
All right.
Russell Crowe and the whole are you not entertained?
It's a great movie.
And not only Russell Crowe, it has Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix. Back when Joaquin Phoenix was making decent movies.
And was a semi-normal human being?
Yeah, not falling in love with robot voices or whatever. I'm not sure what's going on. But I am excited about his Joker movie, don't get me wrong.
We'll talk about that maybe.
But yeah, Gladiator is a fun time. Lots of glorious gore, and Ridley Scott.
One of his better
One of his only decent movies that came after Alien.
He's hit or miss sometimes.
More miss than hit, yeah. But
especially in recent years.
Yeah. It's a fun time. What do you got number 4?
Number 3 for me, I got coming in. We're fudging this one a little bit. I have 300, starring Gerard Butler
His only
as
good movie
King
ever.
Leonidas, who is shirtless throughout the entire movie and baby oiled up. And 3/4 of this movie is slow-mo.
Zack Snyder at his best.
Zack Snyder at his best. Which actually is a pretty good Zack Snyder movie.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain.
It's probably his,
I'd almost say his best movie.
Maybe.
I've not seen Watchmen. I've heard Watchmen's really good.
I've heard Watchmen's not that good.
I've heard it's good.
Well, then you heard wrong.
If you're a fan of Watchmen out there, go ahead and let us know what your opinions are on that. Anyway, back to 300. Gerard Butler. He's Gerard Butler in this movie. He's over the top, and he's a good time.
His best performance.
We kind of get this, historical fiction story, that's based on the 300 battling the Persian army at Thermopylae. It's a cool telling of it. It's a really interesting time. I enjoy it.
Lots of blood and gore.
Oh, tons of blood and gore. It's a good time. It's a Frank Miller graphic novel through and through.
Yep. All right, at my number 3, I have the Mel Gibson classic, Braveheart.
You're gonna call me a sinner, but I've never seen this movie.
It's actually been a really long time since I've seen it, but it's just classic old Mel Gibson with that Scottish accent. He moons somebody at one point in the movie, and it's great. And
William Wallace,
yeah,
who's a real person.
But the movie's a fun time. Lots of great violence and action, and one of Mel Gibson's best directorial efforts.
3 hours long.
Up there with Passion of the Christ.
That's actually a really good movie. Except for the fact that he went off the deep end after that movie.
I think he was going off the deep end as he was making that movie. I think that movie drove him off.
Have you
the
seen
deep
that
end.
episode of South Park with the Passion of the Christ?
Yes. Oh my god. Darwin worships
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson for killing the Jews or whatever.
Love South Park.
Oh yeah, South Park's great. I would not recommend your children watch it though. Anyway, moving on. What's your number 2?
All right, number 2 for me is going to be, I believe, what was your number 4, and that's going to be Gladiator, one of Ridley Scott's better ones. I really enjoy this film. A movie with Russell Crowe. It's a good time. I think Russell Crowe gives a pretty good performance to this. I think Joaquin Phoenix actually gives a great performance to this movie. I thoroughly enjoy him as his version of Caesar. But I mean, overall,
Sleeping with his sister.
That's a little odd. But anyway, the story of this one's really interesting, and we have a man who is a war hero, and he kind of gets, cast out by Joaquin Phoenix's character because his father favored him more than his own son, who was Joaquin Phoenix. Kind of gets thrown out of the army, and he finds that his family has been murdered, and he kind of goes on this rampage and ends up being bought or kind of sold into slavery by this man and becomes a gladiator, and then works his way up to the Roman gladiator tournaments and stuff like that. And it's a really interesting story, and I really enjoy this film. So the music for it is also excellent. I think it's James Newton Howard, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it's James Newton Howard.
Whoever does it, it's good.
So at my number 2, I have the classic Seven Samurai. It's a 1954 Japanese film, if our listeners haven't heard of it. It is, I would say, arguably, from a technical standpoint, one of the best movies ever made.
Akira
Kurosawa's masterpiece. It is, it's a great movie. I mean, it's long. It's like...
Almost 4 hours.
Almost 4 hours long, but it's a great three-quarter hour movie. It's got some great acting in it. One of the actors also played in the original Godzilla film that year. He's a great actor. I can't remember their names at the moment. I'm a bad fan. Just the story of, like, you know, this movie's been remade as The Magnificent Seven twice.
It's been remade as The Magnificent Seven, and then The Magnificent Seven has been remade.
And, I mean, there's the story of these 7 samurai who go to this poor village and help fight off these marauders and everything. And it's just a great movie. It's I'll have to show it to Dylan.
We'll have to watch that one sometime. We've been talking about watching that one for 6 months.
Yep. So moving on to your number 1.
Number 1. All right, so we're really, 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 really fudging this one. I don't know if you can call this medieval at all, but fantasy for sure.
Fantasy medieval? It's set in Middle Earth.
If that doesn't give it away, then I don't know what will. Lord of the Rings. We're counting this as the entire trilogy.
Otherwise, it'd be Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings.
Hobbit. Just kidding, not really.
The Lord of the Rings. Peter Jackson did such a good job with these movies. These movies are absolutely gorgeous to look at, especially for coming out in the early 2000s. They're great. Some good performances by Sean Astin and Elijah Wood, Viggo Mortensen.
He's unrecognizable.
He is unrecognizable in that movie.
I didn't realize that.
Orlando Bloom. Who else is in there? There's some
McKellen.
Ian McKellen. Yeah. Oh my gosh, forgot him. And
Liv Tyler's daughter, whatever her name is.
Yeah, Liv Tyler's daughter, Liv Tyler.
Oh yeah. I apologize.
And who plays the
Who plays who?
The villain?
No, that's Christopher Lee.
Yeah, Christopher Lee.
Jeez.
Christopher something.
That plays.
It's a Christopher.
Saruman.
Yeah. But anyway, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. It's a great time. Gorgeous to look at. The music for them is excellent, and they're just a fun time. So
that's James Newton Howard, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
No, not James Newton Howard. It's I just forgot.
Oh, we'll look it up.
Anyway,
that's my number 1.
Yeah, my number 1 is going to be Lord of the Rings as well. Obviously, I love these movies. I used to watch them on replay. All the acting's great. The effects, both the physical and CGI, all is great. Peter Jackson did a fantastic job with this trilogy. Everything else Peter Jackson has done has been He's got a bomb coming out in...
He's got a bomb coming out.
And what is it called? Mortal Engines. I like his King Kong movie, actually, but we're not talking about that. Obviously, if you had to single out one of them as your favorite, which one would it be?
Of what?
The Lord of the Rings. If you had to single out one, what would it be?
Ooh.
Mine would be The Two Towers.
I'd either go that or Return of the King.
Return of the King's the one that won Best Picture, right?
I think so. Let me look it up for you real quick.
I'm pretty sure it won Best Picture.
I would almost say Return of the King is my favorite, just because of the action and the overall. It's just a great way to end that trilogy. It's very satisfying. 3 hours and 21 minutes long is how long that movie is, and it won 11 Oscars, including Best Picture, and Best Director, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Film Editing, Art Direction, Costume Design, Makeup, Score by Howard Shore.
Howard Shore, yeah, that's right.
Best Original Song, Best Sound Mixing, Best Visual Effects. It won a lot that year.
It's amazing that a blockbuster like that won all those Oscars, because usually the Academy is like...
It has a 94 Metascore and 8.9 stars on IMDb. Yeah, we kind of fudged that list a little bit, but we're not super looking forward to this movie.
We were struggling to find something to do top 5.
We'll try to do something better for Wreck-It Ralph.
Our regular Ralph
or
top
Ralph
5
Breaks the Internet.
Disney animated films.
Animated Disney films of the modern era or all time modern era or all time.
I was thinking all time. I haven't watched a lot of them.
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Maybe modern era. We might do modern era.
We might do the modern Disney films.
Yeah.
Which
would
would include
Pixar or not Pixar?
You can include Pixar if you want. I don't have a problem with that.
We'll decide it later.
We'll talk about that in our upcoming.
Anyway, on to movie news. Obviously, the biggest news of the week. This trailer broke Disney's record for views in
this movie's gonna make so much money.
The Lion King. Sevilla.
What are your thoughts?
The nostalgia was just
it's through the roof.
Overwhelming.
I mean, they literally perfectly recreated the opening scene of the movie, pretty much.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest Lion King fan.
I love the Lion King.
It's actually been a long time since I watched the original Lion King, but I like it.
If we do Disney movies overall on this next week on our next discussion episode, it's definitely going
on number 1.
It's 1 or 2.
Thanks for spoiling it, Dylan.
It's okay.
But this movie looks like it's Jon Favreau. I love what he did with the Jungle Book.
He did such a good job with the Jungle Book. Elton John is coming back to help do the music for the movie. James Earl Jones is coming back to voice Mufasa.
Yes.
Donald Glover is going to be Simba. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I like Donald Glover. He is probably the best part of Solo for me.
I mean, if you're looking for a diamond in the rough, no, I don't know. Maybe.
We'll talk about that when we get to our Star Wars films.
Anyway.
I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, I'm really looking
Let's talk about Disney in general next year. What all do we got coming out next year? So starting March 8th, we have Captain Marvel, followed by March 29th of Dumbo, directed by Tim Burton, followed by Avengers 4, yet to be titled, on May the 3rd, followed by Aladdin, which comes out at the end of May, followed by Toy Story 4, followed by The Lion King in late June, followed by a Frozen movie coming out at the end of next year in November, followed by Star Wars Episode 9. So let's talk about how much money they're going to make.
We're not even talking about the 20th Century Fox films they got coming out.
Because they own 21st Century Fox starting January the 1st.
Yeah, I think
so. What do we got?
Phoenix?
Dark Phoenix.
I don't know.
New Mutants. Yeah, X-Men New Mutants. It's set in the X-Men universe, but it's a darker,
I know it's a thing,
story.
but is it gonna even register at the box office?
I don't know. It might be interesting. So let's just say Disney's gonna be
raking in some cash.
When
did Spider-Man come out?
The new Spider-Man?
It comes out 2020.
Yeah. Far From Home.
Yeah.
So Disney is gonna make. What are your thoughts for Captain Marvel? What do you think? 800 mil?
Yeah. If it's good.
I give Dumbo 4, 5, 6 maybe.
5, 6 if it's good. Avengers will be a $2 billion movie.
It'll be $2 billion easily. Aladdin, I can see it getting close to $1 billion, maybe
5,
8. 8 tops.
If it's good.
If it's good.
Lion King will be $1 billion movie.
Lion King will be $1 billion movie. Toy Story 4 will be $1 billion movie.
Maybe $2 billion.
Easily.
Star Wars will be
over $1 billion movie. Frozen will be $1 billion movie.
Probably $3 billion movie.
Considering the fact that Frozen is the highest grossing animated movie of all time, which seriously offends me, but it's whatever.
Toy Story 3 should be the highest grossing. Whatever.
Or Incredibles. Incredibles 2.
I'll take Incredibles. Yeah, the first Incredibles, yeah. Anyway.
So they're going to rake in some dough next year.
Moving on from Disney to the enemy.
Warner Brothers.
We've seen the final Aquaman trailer a couple of times now on the movies.
Ugh.
This movie looks terrible.
The only hope I have for it is that James Wan is directing it, and
is that a good thing?
I like James Wan. I don't even know if his directing has given me any hope anymore. I just found out from this final trailer that Willem Dafoe and Nicole Kidman are going to be in this movie.
Like what? They must need to pay. Nicole Kidman especially just must have needed a paycheck. I can't imagine that she read the script and was like,
Wow.
I
want to be Jason Momoa's mom.
Well, she might want to be. I don't know, man.
And Willem Dafoe with his man bun. Wow, you know what I really want to do? Train Jason Momoa.
To be fair, Willem Dafoe takes weird jobs at times.
Willem Dafoe's okay.
I like him as an actor. He doesn't always have the.
He's great as the Green Goblin in the first Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, he was the best part of that. He was the best part of the movie Death Note, where he played. I forget what the demon's name is, Shinigami or whatever. And I like him in John Wick.
Aquaman's gonna be bad.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
That movie's sadly gonna be
I don't think we've talked about the Lego Movie Part 2 trailer. Or the new trailer.
Lego Movie 2. The second part.
The second part. I like it.
What do you think?
I really like the first Lego movie.
The first Lego movie was actually
I really like
good.
the Batman Lego movie. I did not watch the Lego Ninjago movie.
I heard it was bad.
I heard it was mediocre. But I think it's got a stellar cast once again. I mean, they're voice acting. But
Being led by Chris Pratt.
He actually plays two characters in this movie.
Really? Who's the second character?
Like this, I don't know, like this space cowboy guy or something that
I love it.
that Emmett meets.
I love it.
But
Elizabeth Banks. Will Arnett as Batman again.
yeah.
I think Morgan Freeman's supposed to come back.
Is Morgan Freeman gonna be back?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. But anyway, it'll be a fun time regardless.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
We'll have a good time with that one next year.
Okay, this movie, I think we're gonna have to watch it because it just looks so.
We
crazy.
saw the trailer for this when we went and watched Creed 2, and Aaron and I just looked at each other and laughed the entire time. And at the very end of the trailer, Aaron looks over to me and he goes, Dennis Quaid in real life.
I know, that's what
Dennis Quaid is in this movie.
This
This movie is called The Intruder.
This is Dennis Quaid's biopic. It's like he has this house. It's like
that he's lived in his whole life. So it's his family house.
and like he has
His
to sell
wife
it.
is
Died
passed
of
passed
natural
away.
causes, apparently.
She passed away.
Yeah.
Supposedly she put her shotgun in her mouth.
She put his shotgun in her mouth and killed herself.
Supposedly.
But
So he ends up selling his home and he sells it
to this new young couple.
to this new young couple.
And of course, Dennis Quaid is this crazy stalker murderer.
He starts off like real subtle and he's like just mowing their lawn, taking care of the property because he still, cares about the house or whatever.
Yeah.
But then he just starts going real far and he's like breaking into their house and like.
I think he wants the wife.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Crazy. But oh my god, it's just like
it's gonna be so.
It can't be scary because you can't take Dennis Quaid seriously.
Because it's Dennis Quaid.
Because it's Dennis Quaid. I mean, I can't believe his acting career has fallen so far down the drain. I mean, I saw him in A Dog's Life. When you see him in A Dog's Life, you just realize how far he's come. But how far he's fallen. But
this is like one of those yearly movies that comes out. Like the once a year. It's around February, March time, and it's like this terrible movie. Like last year, I think it was, or this past year was Acrimony. Year before that was I don't remember what it was called. I think they're all made by Tyler Perry or Tyler Perry's production company. I don't know if this is a Tyler Perry production, but it looks like one of those movies.
Tyler Perry's gonna have a lot of free time on his hands without Medea.
Poor Medea.
Anyway, I think it's time to move on from The Intruder from Dennis Quaid. What about this new Hellboy remake? Have we already talked about this?
I don't know if we've talked about this or not.
But they released new images today. They look pretty cool.
I like Hellboy.
I like
Guillermo del Toro's
Del
Hellboy.
Toro's
Ron Perlman's great, but Ron Perlman's not going to be Hellboy in this movie.
No, it's going to be that guy who plays the sheriff on Stranger Things.
I don't know his name.
I don't either.
That's okay.
We're horrible podcasters. Look at us.
We're not prepared for this episode. We're not looking forward to this movie, so...
We don't really care. And we also have other stuff we should be doing.
That's fair.
Like homework.
Aaron's got finals coming up, so...
But, it looks...
Anyway, it looks like it'll be not bad.
Good.
It'll be pretty decent, at least. It'll be decent. Last but not least...
Thoughts on the new Chucky film?
We are remaking Child's Play because that was necessary.
They are releasing it on the same weekend as Toy Story 4. How's that for marketing? Counter programming is great. I love it.
Why are we remaking Child's Play?
Because Halloween made a
tell me
lot
why.
of freaking
Tell me
money.
why.
Well, I mean, this was in production before Halloween.
Tell me why we're making this.
Because that's the thing. Taking old movies and remaking them into
No one asked for
the
this.
same movie just with better special effects.
No one asked for that.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a Chucky remake.
No one asked for that. We already had 7 Chucky movies or something like that. We had Child's Play 1, 2, and 3, Bride, Seed, Curse, and Colt, or Colt and Curse.
Colt. Because he got a horse.
What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 movies? Yeah. No one asked for another Chucky movie.
Oh, I mean, this is totally just hearsay, and all these rumors usually turn out to be not true. But how would you feel about Natalie Portman returning to Star Wars for Episode 9?
No.
Yeah, no, I hate it.
No, thank you.
Natalie Portman, she at times...
Well, she hates Star Wars, so there's no way she's coming back.
She at times can be a good actress.
Black Swan.
Annihilation, she's not bad.
Speaking of which, we just bought that movie. We need to watch that again.
Yeah.
That movie was good.
But she just, you can tell movies like Thor and like Star Wars that she just doesn't want to be there. So she doesn't act. And it's just she really drug down the prequels.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not...
I remember when I was a kid... I really liked Natalie Portman in the prequels. Probably because when I was a kid, I thought she was really pretty.
I can't say that I ever liked Natalie Portman, but okay.
It's probably because when I was a kid, I was like, wow, she's pretty.
She's pretty. But, yeah, she's,
But she's not ugly.
She's not ugly. I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm just saying, as an actress, I'm not a big fan.
That's fair. But no, thank you.
No?
No.
No.
Not another Star Wars movie for her. No, thank you. Well, since this has been one of our worst episodes, we apologize.
Yeah, we're not very interesting this episode.
This movie's going to be terrible. I'm sorry. We're not looking forward to it at all.
Let's talk about what we got upcoming.
All right. So, this weekend, we will be watching the Robin Hood 2018 version with Taron Egerton, Ben Mendelsohn, Jamie Foxx. It's going to be bad.
I wouldn't recommend watching this movie and then listening to our review. I just recommend saving your money and then listen to us trash it.
With that being said, we also we're really hoping to get to Wreck-It Ralph as a bonus episode before we see Ralph Breaks the Internet.
It's been a while since we did a bonus episode.
It has been a hot minute. What was the last bonus episode we did? The Grinch.
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo? Well, the Grinch I didn't count as a bonus episode because it was a new release.
It was a new release. Yeah, I guess. I
only count bonus episodes of movies that are not new releases.
That's fair. So we hope to be doing a bonus episode for that, as well as our discussion coming out for Ralph Breaks the Internet next weekend.
Which we'll probably talk about top 5.
We'll do top 5.
Maybe modern animated Disney movies. Maybe all-time animated Disney movies.
Who knows? You got anything else?
Like those social media sites.
All right, man. So we are up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We are at DNA Film Wars, all lowercase, no space, on all those platforms. So give us a like or a follow or whatever you do on those platforms.
If you have any specific questions and or comments, you can always contact us at dnafilmwars@gmail.com.
For sure.
We are up on all podcatching services.
You can find us pretty much anywhere. We're also up on YouTube with our audio files if you can't find us on one of those podcatching services or you don't want to listen to one of those.
You know, I had a lot of trouble uploading our last episode of YouTube.
Yeah, I saw that.
It took me like 2 days.
You know how long it's going to take when we start making actual videos? It's going to take, if we have an hour-long podcast, it's going to take forever to export.
And then export.
Export and edit that thing. Oh my gosh.
It'll be worth it. We'll be famous.
We're going to be famous one day.
Yeah, we're going to be famous.
Lord willing.
But anyway, I think
Aaron and I want to make money one day and not have to do a thing.
That'd be nice. I'll just promote stuff on the podcast and be like, and thanks to our friends XYZ. But no, I don't think we'll ever get that big.
Who knows, maybe.
Dylan's optimistic over here. I'm usually more of a pessimist. Like, God, I hate the world. Why did I get up today? Just kidding.
Anyway, we got a lot of stuff coming out. We got some big things planned for the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm excited about our Year of the Indie episode. We're going to do top 5 best movies, top 5 worst movies.
Top 5 worst, most overrated, most underrated. Wow, we said that in unison the entire time.
I know.
That was bad.
Also, and maybe a couple other things that I can think of.
We should have a discussion episode coming out on January 1st of the new year.
Yeah.
In that episode, we'd like to talk about our resolutions for or our goals for our podcast.
Our 5 New Year's resolutions for our podcast.
Or our goals for our podcast in the new year, as well as what we have coming up in that new year, which we got a lot of big stuff planned for next year.
Yeah, we talked about all the Disney movies. That's about all the highlights right there.
And we got some big stuff planned leading up to our Star Wars review at the end.
There are essentially
11.
There are
11.
Let me say.
What?
I think there are 3 movies that I am just overly excited about next year. Obviously, it starts with Godzilla. No, it doesn't start with Godzilla. It starts with Avengers 4. Then Godzilla, and then we have a big break. Well, not a big break, but a big break from my super hype movie.
Star Wars.
Till Star Wars. Last Jedi, it tempered my excitement a little bit, but I'm getting back. I'm slowly getting back on the hype train. I'm slowly getting those wheels rolling again.
J.J. Abrams, I think, can come back and do something good with this one.
I got faith in old J.J.
Yeah, we got a lot of big stuff coming up in the new year. Which we still got about 4.5, 5 weeks left of this year.
We'll do that top 5 most anticipated movies on the end of the year podcast too. I just told you my top 3. But anyway, I think we need to wrap this up. So
yep.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Dylan, and we'll see you in the next one.